Okay, drawing 11. This is a squared around. Mine says oblique cone, but this is wrong. I need to update this. So yours should be correct and updated on your package. I think it was copied from number 10. Anyway, this is fairly large. So 160 for the diameter here. So it's pretty big. And it's offset in two directions. So obviously this creates a lot extra work because we're going to have to do a true length diagram for every quadrant. So tons of work, and it's not all going to fit on one page. So we're going to be doing a 2-pager here. It's 100 tall, and the square is square. It's not rectangular. So it's 50 by 50, and we'll do a half pattern here and here. So 2 halves, and away we go. We're on center here for the diameter, and then just the square off center from the round. Okay, so let's just see where we are. Double check here. And for this one here, I've done a lot of extra work just to speed this up. So the baseline down below, we're going to go 10 millimeters because obviously it's big. It just barely fits on the page. We're going to go 5 millimeters in between these two views, which will leave you 5 millimeters on the top because you're 160 here for the diameter, 100 for the height, and we just left 10 mil. It's pretty far to the left, so we got 10 mil. So it's not too bad. We got lots of room there. True length diagram, just created it right off this baseline all the way across, and then the height is just off the top of the square here. Simple as that. The pattern over here, we're going to do it the same as the true length diagram, and I've just gone 130 over from the edge of the page. That kind of centers that up in there because we're going to get this pattern. Obviously the pattern, one side's a little longer than the other side. So that's just how this is. We're going to bend this so it's bent up. So oh, I just labeled this wrong. So I'll just have to relabel this here, or remark this actually. We bend this up. Okay, so let's look at the marking over here, and then I'm just going to redo over here. So I muddled something up there. Over here, this is just what I've done for the numbering. So I've numbered it like a clock. So I just went 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 11. It really doesn't matter how you do it, as long as your points match where they need to be. Then I just want A, B, C, D on the seam, E, F on the seam, same with B, G, and H on the seam. Okay, that's all we did there. This one here is we're going to be able to go square on the top here, so the pattern will be square. So for this one, we do not need C3 or A3 because we're going to be able to get that through B3 here. Okay, so that's how that is. So again, divide this circle up into 12s like we always do, number it, letter the square, then we're going to take these and true length diagram. So for this one here, we're going to go A on this side, so A over here, C over here on the other side, and the true length diagram, we're going to put the A's here. Okay, so we need A12, so A12 over here, there's A12. We need A1 and A2. So we only need those three. A12, A1, A2. And we need H12 as well, because that's that little wing off to the side that we're going to be doing. Okay. What else we got here? So C, we're going to need C4, C5, and C6. C4, 5, and 6. We're going to need D6 as well, okay, for the length of that. Okay. Okay, and then from there we're really ready to make the pattern. So not too overly difficult or different from what we've done before, except for we're doing 4 times the work. Plain and simple as that. There's no more to it than that. Okay. Now I'm just going to change an update here. So sorry about that, but these things happen. Create that a little bit longer there. And then what we're going to have to do is just measure here. So it's 30 on one side, 20 on the other, so you have 50 overall. So there's your A, B, C. Okay, so we no longer get rid of that little tick there. Okay, so let's find B3. B3 is the true length here. There's B, there's 3, because you're looking straight at it. So that is a true length. So let's go ahead and take B3 here. That's a true length. And then from B, we're going to find 3. Right there. Now what we need to do is just step up. Okay, simple as that, step out. So we need the distance from 3 to 4 and 3 to 2 here. So we're going to take the 160 times pi, we're going to get 502.7, divide that by 12, we're going to get almost 42. So an arc length of 42 here. Okay, and again, if you just kind of shorten your divider, is probably 41.5 as a chord length, then as you wrap it, it'll get longer. Okay, so I'm going to use my spare dividers. And 41.5, 41.9. Obviously pretty small, so you'll have to measure it with a flexible ruler at the end. Okay, it's the only way you're going to be able to do that. So we only need 3 step-offs over here and 3 over here. Okay, so we got A, we need to find 2, so let's go A2. So I'm going to leave these set, we'll use those for the next one. A2, true length, 2 right there, and let's go to A, and there's 2. Okay, A2, we need to find C4 over here. C4 is right there. A little bit longer. There's 4. And again, just keep marking. We've seen mistakes happen when you're not marking. Again, take your divider set at the 41.9. Make a mark. Make a mark. We're coming out to A1. So A1. Pretty close set to what that is. There's 1. It's over on the other side, 5. So C5. A little bit longer than the last one. Just because it's offset that side, right? That one's 5. Okay. Last one here. We need to go A12. There's 12, and then we're out to C6. C6 over here. Hopefully this will fit on the page here. Yeah, it should be close. Okay, so we're coming off here with C. So C to D. and it's going to be the same as A to H, okay? And then we'll come up. So this should be, well, because this is 50 and it's off 10 that way, so this should be 40 millimeters from here. Okay, off of C, make a big arc, off of A, strike a big arc, hopefully it won't hit those numbers there. And then 12 up to H. So we made the mark over here. So make sure you do the H12, put it over here in the true length diagram, take the true length to that, right to the top of the true length diagram, nothing sloping here, over to 12, there we go, and we have H. We'll square that up in just a moment. D6, which is over here, there it is. D6, there's D, and we'll square this up. This is always the deciding factor here. Did it square up? Because if it did not, then you're out a little bit down here. Okay, this one is off center, so you're not going to be able to check it with a radial line. Like when they're on center, you can do the double check. This one you cannot. Okay. So for the smoothest arc, curved ruler would be the best thing, just because there's a lot of distance in between here for this snake. I mean, the snake does work. I guess it's not too bad. Just thought it might be, it's like you use something a little bit stronger, be a little straighter. Okay, simple as that. There's the straight section in the middle, or the flat section I should say. Just gonna bring this down below, we'll finish this one up. And then we'll just do the next pattern on the next page, which I already have quite a bit done already. And I'll just kind of show you how that's gonna happen. Basically, a lot of you guys just kind of need to know where to start, right? Because that's the hardest part. Where do I start? Where is my baseline? Where is it going to fit? How big is my pattern? So the hardest part about the fabrication is trying to figure out how much room do you need. Okay, so from there, just the same thing as before, name, date, a little bit more room over here, so I'm just going to put name, date, we're going to call this eccentric, square, do round, drawing number 11, say half pattern, we have a center line, we have bend lines, these are 15, 30, 30. Obviously the space down below is pretty big, so you'll probably be adding in more bend lines depending on your material thickness. And this one is going to be form up. So I'm going to actually go here. Well, I'll go here. Form up to 160 diameter. Okay, simple as that. And then we'll just, you're going to need a little tab down here for bending. Same with over here. A bit of a rough tab, but we'll do some burn lines here. Yeah, I guess that could be a quarter mark here. Burn line here and here. Not a lot you can shear here. Nothing. Okay, so there's that. Now the next one, got quite a bit of work done here already. So for this one, we're going to go 10 millimeters up, and we're going to go exactly center of the page to create this true length diagram. Now what we're going to do here is this true length diagram. We need to do E6, 7, and 8. We don't need to do E9. So you're going to take those distances and plot them along this line. Same as what we did on the last one. That's going to create this true length diagram. Okay, so we got there E6, E7, E8, and we got a D6. Okay, we had the D6 over here on this one because that was for this one, but we may as well do it because we're just going to be working on this one sheet. Then we're going to need G, 10, 11, and 12. G. We got 10, 11, 12. Real close together on the 11, 12. And the H12 is almost the same. They're all within a half a millimeter or a millimeter. So real tight on that one. And the F9. Okay, we need the F9 here, which is this one. And then away we go for this. Okay, so let's put that over top of the other page. Grab a couple chunks of tape. It's just going to be easier to put everything on the one page. Not really going to need my T-square, so as long as my page doesn't move, we're alright. Okay, so F9. The only thing I would need is maybe my numbers. Where did it go? So basically looking at there, right? E, F, G, and then kind of going from there. I want E up here. This is on center. How far down did I go? I went 40 millimeters down for this. Okay, my true length diagram is 100, so I will be above that. Okay, and then we'll bend this one up. So I put E on this side. That's the smaller side here. So we're going to do F9 first. So F9. And it makes it. So we're not hitting the true length diagram. There's 9. So I'm going to circle this one. And I'm going to put a 9 there. We're going to step it off the same, almost 42. We're going to come from either side. Make sure to come from the 9. Okay, what are we doing over here? There's 9, E8. So we're looking for 8 over here, and then that'll be 10 over there. So E8, go to E8. It shares it with E6 by the looks of it. I was just looking at that a little closer. Some that are pretty close together. Okay, there's 8. So we need 10. So G10 over here. There's G10. Pretty close to the same length. Hardest part about this one will be bending it. Okay, step off again. Square to rounds are, well, you got to do a few of them to get good at them. And then you got to get good at manipulating them. So we need 7. E7. Let's bump the camera a little bit there. E7. I'm looking over the top of this camera, so it's not an easy view. G11. G11 over here. There we go. Trying to get it as accurately as possible here. And 11. I'm going to step off one last time. Really doesn't take a long time to do. Like I said, you know, you're kind of 40 minutes. It's not too bad. E6. And there, E6. Okay, mark every time. And then we're over here at G12 right here. There's a whole bunch sharing this one. This is the one where everything was really close together here. This is G12. Like, these are all within 1/2 millimeter, so real close. There's 12. Now let's just take a sneak peek over. Real small wings on this one. Right, so these ones are the 10 millimeter. So we're going to go from G to H. You can use your ruler or you can use there. And we're going to do a little arc here. Real small. Same with this E here. A hard time seeing there. There we go. And then G12 we're coming up. So take this one down below here. G12. H12 I should say. Not G12, H12. It all shares the same one. And then we got 6 to D. So D6. There's D. Alright. Now here's the deciding moment. Did it end up square? Yeah, it's close. Don't think I'd give myself a gold star on that one. But it's close. Again, it's just going to be how accurate you are in the measuring. And then that'll be the same as this. Okay, so you can take the 502.7, divide it by 4 or 1/2, and then you're measuring from here to here. Okay, if it's a little bit out, you just adjust in or adjust out. Simple as that. That's all you do. You obviously don't want to come up short in the shop. And you're dealing with the gap. Okay, just going through the same thing as the last one here, and then we'll just have a look at the patterns. I've just done this one on the AutoCAD, so I didn't use Design to Fab on this one. And there's the flat area here. And it's going to have the same identifications that the last one had. Okay, I'm just going to put these imaginary bend lines on as we use them. They're kind of like our element lines. But we pretend there are bend lines for demonstration purposes. And the last one. There we go. Pretty small wings there. We're going to need a little tab here, just as always. Same with here. Tab. Go through the list that we have. And then this one. Just put here again your name, date. This one is the eccentric. Square to round. around. We're still on drawing 11. It's a lot of work for this one. Half pattern. And I guess we can say 1 of 2. We do have a center line here. Identify those with the 2 pock marks. I got the bends here again. These ones are so small out here. That tab would have to go a lot further. Well, it has to do with the V block. It's got to be able to attach to that V block there and get a fresh bend. So yeah, almost, yeah. Tough one. That's alright. You just add a little bit of green, as they say. Okay. And let's form up. I could almost write this along here. Form up to 160 degrees diameter. Okay, so it's pretty close there. Just some burn lines along here. Let's have a look at the patterns. I've got to redo my patterns just because of my up and down are backwards. So I have to, I'll redo them for you guys there so they print out correct. I had these ones bent down. That's no big deal, you just flip them around. Simple as that though. Make sure it matches the line, the arc, and all the rest there. Half patterns, so where we go. Okay, we've got 2 patterns. That was drawing 11. Okay, good luck.